This is Pastor Tim coming to you again from Bend and Lomita United Methodist Churches, where we are in Central Texas trying to spread the gospel in the hinterland of Texas, in the less populated areas, but still people who need to hear the gospel, need to be included in community. We think that Bible study is important. You have to have some kind of foundation on which to stand. And to understand the Bible is not always easy, so we try to give some handles, some ways of at least going into. You may argue with them, or you may scratch your head, but at least you get started. So we're doing a rather difficult passage from Matthew, the 10th chapter, the 34th verse. Do not think that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. That's a really difficult one when you think of Jesus as being the mild-mannered teacher and miracle worker. Jesus not always put all his people together and told them how to love and forgive each other. He also told them how to stand up for God, how to connect to God in ways that was contrary to the society. It was some ways a protest movement, and that's why the Roman Empire and the Jewish governors were put off by it. They were frightened by it because it suggested that we do something else beside the standard obedience that they were expecting and hoping for. So Jesus said, I came to bring a sword, something that divides, something that makes people have to decide. A sword clings things in half. I think one of the things that Jesus did was cut through all the ritual and cut through all the customs to try to get back at what God had in mind. And so sometimes that causes division with people. And indeed, that's what his disciples would find. That many times there's a division in their own families, in their own communities, that you had to stand up for something that was very different than what they believed, and they thought you were crazy. And so sometimes it does mean that you have to raise up a spiritual warfare against some of the customs of the society, some of the main ways of doing things. In fact, I would suggest to you that Jesus said that it's the narrow way that leads to the kingdom of God. The wide way, the one that's well traveled, does not lead to the kingdom of God. So if a majority of people are for it, probably isn't right. So you need to go with the minority. And when you go with the minority, there's always a chance that you will be pushed down, that you will be pushed out. So the kingdom of God was not always a peacemaker. It didn't make your life better. Sometimes preachers say your life is going to be wonderful if you give it to Jesus, and you'll have no more problems and everybody will love you. That's just not true. Because sometimes you have to stand up for things that are uncomfortable, stand up for things that people object to, because the kingdom of God is different than society. Sometimes it means you have to protest. Sometimes it means you have to say things that other people aren't going to like. So Jesus came not to bring a sword, not to bring peace so that everybody got along, but to bring a sword that's going to divide and reveal what's really true. So hopefully that helps. And maybe it encourages you if you have something that's different than what other people believe, and maybe give you the courage to say it, because if it's of God, then it'll ultimately be true. So hope that's helpful. See you next time.